Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a Marquette electronic waste recycling site is seeing more and more drop-offs every year. We'll tell you about this growing trend. Plus, we'll hear more from Democrat Kelly Barr and incumbent Republican Jack Bergman as we get closer to the final stretch in the race for Michigan's 1st congressional district. And our Washington, D.C. crew breaks down some of the top headlines to come out of the nation's capital this week. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
And as we head into your Saturday, we don't have a completely dry forecast, but it is not going to be a washout of a weekend. But we do have some leftover showers and even some rumbles of thunder. Just kind of depends where you are. We should get some showers in the morning for us here in Marquette, and then out to the very eastern portions of the UP. Some of those showers and storms are going to hang on into the evening. It's not quite that cool yet, but we're starting that cooling trend, especially for Saturday night going into Sunday. So I'll have those updates for you coming up in just a few short minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. More Michiganders in the Upper Peninsula are finding somewhere to take their old electronics instead of the trash. State environmental officials say a network of drop-off sites built after a massive illegal dumping problem is now seeing record participation. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy on this uptick in participation.
10 years ago, one abandoned warehouse in Gladstone held more than 1 million pounds of crushed TV glass. Today, state officials say the fix for that problem is working better than ever.
Having these 10 permanent locations across the UP, people know that they're going to be there. They've learned what their hours are. And most of them, they're not territorial. They're going to accept material from pretty much whomever brings it to them.
The electronic recycling system in the Upper Peninsula was basically non-existent just a decade ago. But as more drop-off e-waste sites pop up, the volume of collections has grown nearly 15% every year. Last year alone, the network took in more than 220,000 pounds of electronics between permanent sites and community events. But that growth comes with a catch. So we asked Noble what happens if Eagle loses its grant funding.
Very good question. Yes, we are subsidizing the collection system right now with the contractor. The collection locations will have to make an economic decision on whether they can afford to collect the material.
But for now, Noble says the biggest gap is geographic, not financial.
We don't have anybody that's stepping up. We are continuing to look for partners. We need some in the Iron River, Iron Mountain area.
For now, the same network built from one of the UP's worst dumping problems is giving more residents than ever a place to keep old electronics out of the landfill. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Following a win in the Democratic primary, U.S. House of Representatives candidate Kelly Barr is set to face Republican incumbent Jack Bergman this November. Both made trips to the UP State Fair this week, and our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons caught up with them to discuss their platforms.
According to Bergman, one of his top priorities is bringing jobs to the Upper Peninsula.
My dad left the UP in 1926. There was no work for 18-year-olds 100 years ago, so he and many others were forced to leave. We still have the issue today. We need more quality jobs that men and women can earn that wage that they're proud of, develop the skills, and enjoy the beauty of the UP.
One of Barr's focuses is financial security for those staying in northern Michigan as they age.
So many of us rely on Social Security. That is the only source of income. We need an act of Congress to keep Social Security solvent. I'm hot on that issue because we need to make sure that we can afford the very basic dignity of being able to afford life here.
If elected, Barr says she will address critical health care needs.
Jack Bergman, our current incumbent, voted to cut funding for our rural hospitals. That has really, really hurt us. We have one of the oldest congressional districts in the United States. We need increased care as we get older. Families here want to have babies in a hospital. You got to have access. Right now we have women in the UP that have to go into Wisconsin.
If re-elected, Bergman says he'll pursue solutions to issues facing rural communities. days.
If you look at the big city of Escanaba or the big city of Marquette or the big city of Houghton, we are small up here, in some cases remote. Many of us still have a deer camp, and we need to make sure that we control the wolf predation of the deer population. But those are the kinds of things we think about.
Both candidates remind citizens of the power of their votes. Bergman while standing on his record, and Barr while calling for change.
When they cast a vote for me, they're getting a person who cares about the UP, who cares about the 1st District of Michigan, who's done the job and is continuing to do the job. With me, they got a fighter, they got someone who doesn't quit, and they got someone who's experienced.
I've traveled all over this district holding public town halls and talking with folks about what they want. And that's what this is. It's not a seat for Republicans or Democrats, it's a seat for us. I've been so encouraged and excited meeting with people around the district to deliver that.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
From North Korea to cryptocurrency and transforming the National Mall into a racetrack. It was another week full of headlines in the nation's capital. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon walks us through this week in Washington.
This week in Washington, President Trump is looking to change the U.S. military posture in East Asia, calling for fewer joint exercises with South Korea.
Concerned about the signal that sends to Iran and to other U.S. adversaries.
But the president says the exercises send a hostile signal to North Korea, a country he says has been unthreatening and respectful during his presidency. From national security to artificial intelligence, policymakers and political candidates are trying to balance American dominance and constituent concerns.
We have to make these data center companies pay for their own energy. We got to make them recycle their water and pay for water infrastructure.
If they don't want a data center in their backyard, they should not be forced to have a data center in their backyard.
You have the communities that really want the data centers. And frankly, those are the smart communities.
Data centers are becoming a flashpoint in the upcoming elections. Several states now opting for a more cautious approach.
It's like the Wild West out there.
New York has already imposed a one-year moratorium on new hyperscale data centers, and Pennsylvania this week became the latest to tighten permitting rules. From the future of AI to the future of digital currency.
We're fighting a lot of other countries to control these markets and to have these markets.
While hosting industry leaders at the White House Wednesday, President Trump also urged Congress to pass a comprehensive bill to regulate crypto. Experts say the bill is a pillar to the president's agenda of making the U.S. the crypto capital of the world.
The Clarity Act is probably the most important piece of that agenda.
And a grim milestone for the national debt, topping $40 trillion this week. But it's not the number that experts find most concerning.
What's more concerning to me is the trajectory.
And finally, this weekend, Washington is trading traffic lights for checkered flags. Crews have transformed streets around the National Mall into an IndyCar street circuit for the Freedom 250 Grand Prix. But many visitors not thrilled about the detours.
We've been trying to use maps, so it's like, go this way. Well, you can't. There's roadblocks up.
Boy, this is completely different than what I expected. It's been a real pain.
Next week, a high-stakes Republican Senate primary runoff in the state of South Carolina. That race and several others as candidates get ready to set the stage for November. That's a look at This Week in Washington. I'm Brendan Scanlon. Back to you.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast after the break. Plus, we'll check out the completely edible cheese sculpture at this year's UP State Fair. And cheers to a cause. NMU alumni gathered tonight at Black Rocks Brewery for a special summer send-off. But it's not just about the reunion. Find out how a re-released brew is giving back to students. We'll be right back.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. A weekend forecast. Before we get there, though, this was a pretty seasonal summer day. 76 degrees, that average is 74. But once we get to Sunday, it is going to be really tough to see 74 for that high. We do start that cooling trend as we go into the weekend. We have shower and thunderstorm chances, but it's not a washout, so you still have time to take advantage of any outdoor plans for this weekend, and especially because there's only 5 left until the fall equinox. But some of those temperatures on Sunday, I don't know, some of you may already wish it is fall, but it is just around the corner. It will be here before you know it. Let's try to savor summer as much as we can, even though the back to school has already begun. First warning weather futurecast, some overnight leftover raindrops just from this evening system, and then some showers for tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock. We may get some of this rain pushing down into Marquette, here in Marquette, and also that system that is continuing to move through. The rest of the weekend, Saturday night into Sunday, is going to be the back end of it, so those winds are going to be from the north, and you know what that means when you get a low pressure system with a cold front, and then we have strong winds from the north. That is all pointing to some cooler temperatures, cool, crisp air for Saturday night and into Sunday. So your Saturday night plans should be fine, but if you are out towards Newberry, Sault Ste. Marie, some of that moisture may hang around. But then Sunday, leftover showers and rumbles from this system, and the bulk of that system itself also could reach Newberry and Sault Ste. Marie for Sunday night. So it's just those intermittent on and off showers and storms that we have to deal with. It will not rain for 48 hours straight, but we can't completely put a 0% chance of rain for Saturday or Sunday. As for the severe storm potential, really not much at all. There's that general chance from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. Not even everyone is included in that, so it tells us if there are thunderstorms, you should be aware of that, because if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to get struck by lightning, but we aren't seeing that overwhelming chance of severe storms, just some general showers and an isolated thunderstorm embedded in there. So this is just another outlook for that rain, where a good chance for any of those outdoor plans would be Saturday night. Sunday morning you have to watch for it. Sunday night, depending on where you are, may be a good chance also. Those winds are going to start to speed up, especially for Saturday evening. We are looking at a good 20-mile-per-hour sustained wind from the northwest continuing into Sunday, and this continuous wind direction from the north is going to dip these temperatures down. So this is what I mean when it may start to feel like that itch of fall for Sunday. Now, if I showed you this feels like a 58 in December, everyone would be getting the t-shirts out, but this is showing you that we should be feeling like 80 degrees or even the mid 70s at this point. It's going to feel like the mid 50s for Sunday, but that is because of this system and that cooler air really settling in. It won't last forever, though. We do rebound pretty nicely, getting back to those seasonal temperatures into this upcoming week as we start to round off the month of August.
Kelly, thank you again. The UP State Fair is filled with unique attractions, including a one-of-a-kind edible sculpture. On Monday, professional food artist Nancy Baker entered the Miracle of Life building with 640 pounds of orange cheddar cheese and 80 pounds of white cheddar. Throughout the week, she carved it into what fairgoers saw today: a bottle of milk, a dairy cow, and kids enjoying the benefits of milk. The display is part of the United Dairy Industries Milk Means More campaign, in effort to promote dairy products made in Michigan.
It does provide, it says all of these, the B12, the vitamin D, the protein, and the calcium, and the vitamin A, but there's 13 essential nutrients that milk and dairy products provide for us. So it's a pretty easy thing to get a lot of nutrients for.
The cheese sculpture will be sold during tomorrow's livestock auction. But through the weekend, fairgoers can stop by the Miracle of Life building to answer dairy-themed trivia questions. If they answer correctly, they'll receive coupons for ice cream. Northern Michigan University alumni gathered at Black Rock's Brewery this evening for one last summer send-off. The annual end-of-summer alumni event brought NMU grads together at the popular downtown brewery, featuring a re-release of Wildcat Gold, a special brew made in partnership with the university. Proceeds from the Wildcat Gold sales go directly to NMU's outdoor recreation program, helping students access mountain bikes, e-bikes, and ski equipment throughout the year.
I haven't met anyone who didn't have a great experience at Northern, and it's just great to hear all those Northern stories. And you know, our alums are our best ambassadors. They had a great experience, helped launch their lives and their careers, and always great to have them come back.
The end of summer alumni event wraps up another season as NMU heads into a new school year. A new movie starring Leslie Mann shows that a spa day isn't always relaxing. Plus, fans of Peaky Blinders are getting a chance to relive some of the drama in London. And a look at a new 9/11 documentary. Our own John Truitt has tonight's entertainment headlines.
And namaste.
A weekend of relaxation goes a bit off the rails when a fourth wheel tags along.
Is that Mel?
In the new film Spa Weekend, a group of lifelong friends decides to tackle their burnout with a reunion and some fun in the sun.
They are just in need of some rest and relaxation. And the characters are very well behaved on this break.
The comedy crashed into theaters today. Fans are stepping into the world of Thomas Shelby with a new Peaky Blinders immersive experience in London. The Peaky Blinders Underworld uses costumed actors to take guests through 1920s Birmingham, visiting Shelby's room, the country fair, and even the Garrison Tavern to try out customized drinks. It's an opportunity for fans to relive the crime drama, which ran for 6 seasons. A new docuseries is bringing together heroes and survivors of September 11th ahead of the 25th anniversary. The 3-part series is called 9/11 Reunited and includes in-depth interviews with those who witnessed the tragedy firsthand.
People would always ask me after it taught me, how has 9/11 changed you? And I'd say, I go to bed every single night and I say, thank you for this day on earth. And if I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to make tomorrow a better day.
9/11 Reunited airs on National Geographic today and heads to Disney Plus and Hulu tomorrow. That's your eye on entertainment. I'm John Truitt for WZMQ 19 News.
Mike Ludlam has your Friday night sports highlights when we come back. It was a tight matchup tonight between the Braves and the Brewers. That and more in just a couple minutes.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good evening, everyone. 2 of the National League's first-place teams are in Milwaukee for a 3-game weekend series. The Brewers are looking for their 80th win of the campaign. The East Division frontrunners, the Atlanta Braves, are trying to get victory number 76. And a big pitching matchup tonight, Jacob Mizorowski and Chris Sale for the Braves. Go to the bottom of the third inning. William Contreras is in the batter's box, and he's going to get this one to go up the middle. Luis Lara would dash home, and it's a 1-0 lead for Milwaukee. Moments later, Andrew Vaughn will ground into a fielder's choice. Jackson Churio will cross the plate, and the Brewers are up by a pair. Next is some good defense from Atlanta as Luis Lar gets the hit. He's hustling towards second, but Ronald Acuna Jr. with a frozen rope, and that is an out call by Marquette Major League umpire Adam Hammery, and no change there. The Braves get on the board as Michael Harris Jr. Well, oops, want to play ahead of myself there. Laura gets the leaping catch at the fence. The Braves would score a run in the 8th inning, but the Brewers hang on to win by the count of 2-1. Trevor McGill with his 24th save. The Tigers in Kansas City to start a weekend series. We will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. No score yet, but on this ground ball, Kevin McGonigal will not pick that one up cleanly. Michael Massey reaches base, and Vinny Pasquantino scores to give the Royals a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th, Kyle Isbell with this shot to right field. Good for 406 feet, a solo home run, 5th of the year. The Royals lead by 2. And in the 6th inning, they would add to that again as Vinny Pasquantino with a solo homer. They say this one was 421 feet. Royals up 3-0. They go on to win by the count of 5-2. Busy day of volleyball at Baraga High School, the Copper Mountain Conference tournament taking place. Lots of scores. Have fun trying to keep up with this. Baraga 2-0 over Ontonagon. Baraga 2-0 over Dollar Bay. And Baraga over Bessemer 2-0. It was Wakefield Marinisco over Bessemer 2-0, and Ontonagon defeated the Speed Girls 2-0. Lance and Chassel split their sets. It was also a split between Ewan-Trawl Creek and Chassel. Dollar Bay over Wakefield Marinisco 2-0. Dollar Bay took care of Bessemer 2-0. It was Ironwood and Dollar Bay. That should be 1-1. And on the next page, it was Lakeland and Hubble over Ewan-Trawl Creek 2-0. ETC and the Red Devils split their match, as did Chassel and Ironwood. Lakeland and Hubble blanked Ironwood 2-0. It was Lakeland and Hubble defeating Lance 2-0. The Panthers and Lance again, I'm having trouble with my 2s and 1s tonight. That was 2-0 ETC. Ironwood over the Purple Hornets 2-0. And that one I forgot to type in, my apologies. Lakes over Chassel 2-0. Chassel down Wakefield Marinisco 2-0. Getting into the nitty gritty now. Ontonagon over Wakefield Marinisco 2-0. Blue Bolts and Ontonagon split. It was ETC 2, Ontonagon 1. And Baraga dropped Wakefield Marinisco 2-0. And finally, in the championship match, Baraga over Lakeland and Hubble 2-1. The Vikings went 11-0, winning every set in the tournament. Cindy Pendrell returns for her second season as Michigan Tech volleyball head coach. The Huskies were 12-16 overall a season ago and had a 9-7 record in league play. The Huskies won 4 of their last 5 conference regular season matches before losing to Wayne State in the GLIAC quarterfinals. Pendrell says she's learned a lot in her first year. Now it's time to make those second season improvements.
Our practices have been very lively. Everyone is very engaged. We have a very strong group of returners who understand what it takes and are very hungry to get a taste of, some of the success that they've been looking for the last couple of years. You obviously bring back Rachel Zurich on the outside. I know it's well documented in her career. She's played every position possible except libero and setter. But yeah, we're very excited for Rachel to come back. She had a very, very strong spring.
Tech begins the regular season next Thursday against Minnesota Duluth at the UP North tournament at NMU's Vanderbilt Arena. Cross country today, the Wildcat Open, 7 schools competing total. Marquette won the boys easily with 19, followed by Negaunee, Westwood, Kingsford, edging Menominee for 4th place. Individually, Marquette went 1, 2, 3, and 5. Lucas Ballard, the winner, in 16 minutes, 10.1 seconds. Welly Fillmore of the Sentinels was second. On the girls' side, Marquette also the winner with 31. Negaunee second with 43. Then it was Kingsford and Menominee. Individually, Julia Plaxco of Negaunee winning in 20 minutes, 52.6 seconds. Maria Mervich of Kingsford a close second at 20:54.9. The Houghton Gremlins football team was 6-4 back in 2022. Unfortunately, the Orange and Black have not been able to get above the 500 mark in the last 3 seasons. Houghton has a new coach this season. Eli Luma is familiar with the Gremlins, having served as a varsity assistant for 3 years, and the last 3 years he's been the junior varsity coach. He likes what he sees so far in camp.
Like our attitude right now is one of our strengths. We have kids going real hard. We're at the point where we have to pull them back just a little bit. Say, hey, let's save it for the scrimmage. Let's save it for some games, because they're going hard and they're really excited. We got some speed, and I feel like we have some good leadership.
Everyone's looking at the schedule. They see we got one of the close town rivals is Calumet twice. Me personally, I'm super excited to play them twice, and they're going to be tough, but I think we have a great shot. The boys just got to work hard up there. I mean, those guys are going to come as hard as they can too.
The first meeting between the Gremlins and Copper Kings is next Friday, August 28th at Agassi Field in Calumet. The return meeting in Houghton will be Friday, October 2nd. Carnegie golfer Hunter Eichhorn bounced back nicely today from a rough first round yesterday, but he missed the cut at this week's Advent Health Championship in Kansas City, Missouri on the Corn Ferry Tour. And we will be right back.
And a final check of your forecast headed into the weekend, one of the last few weekends of summertime. Only 5 left until the start of fall. So we do have some opportunities to get outside and enjoy, and especially for us here in Marquette, after those showers taper taper off tomorrow morning. We have lots of sunshine on the way for the evening. May not be as warm as you may wish. We should be into the mid 70s for those average highs, but we'll be stuck into lower 70s. Some of you even stuck into the mid to upper 60s. Some of you closer to 80 degrees. That's how it goes a lot of times in the summer for those temperature ranges. Saturday morning, we do have those shower chances. It tapers off, and then we have some more showers for Sunday morning. Also looking good for Sunday night. So at least the evenings, those should be a good time if you have any outdoor plans, but you do need to keep your eye on the sky throughout the entire weekend, and things could change pretty quickly when we get a storm or a shower moving through. Future feels like temperatures, this is what we're talking about with that potential fall-like feel for Sunday. A few leftover drops on Sunday, tapers off to seasonal temperatures and mostly sunny skies to start off this week ahead.
Kelly, thank you again. Mike, still preseason for the NFL, but some Packers tonight.
And the Packers are doing all right. They lead 23-13 over the Denver Broncos just starting the fourth quarter. Jordan Love and Tyrod Taylor both have touchdown passes for Green Bay. And that place kicker, the draft pick, Trey Smack, 3 field goals, the longest one from 59 yards. The rookie is settling in, I would say pretty darn well. The Lions take on the Washington Commanders tomorrow, and that one starts at noon. So Lions fans, you'll be able to enjoy the rest of the afternoon after that one gets done. And congratulations to Marquette Senior High School basketball player Brody Clements. He has made a verbal commitment to continue his career at Northern Michigan University.
Mike, thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. Hoping you have a great weekend.